Warning: this video contains super awesome content not suitable for people who don't enjoy super awesomeness.
There is one striker that I swore I would never use again after the first time I tried him out, and honestly a lot of you are probably still avoiding him too. But after recent updates, this striker became my new main. Today I am breaking down what changed, why this striker is actually broken right now, and why you need to try him out before Blood Strike decides to destroy him. Now the thing is, most of you already have an idea of this striker in your head, and the idea is that he's a bad striker. I know, because I was also thinking like that. But today I'm going to be going through all his skills, walk you through the buff that made it happen, and also break down some clips that completely changed my mind and made me realize how this one striker stands out from other strikers in Blood Strike. And by the end of this, you're going to understand exactly why he's my main striker now. If you're new here, I'm Knox, your Blood Strike coach, and I want you guys to make me a promise. If you find this video helpful at any point, do well to like, turn on post notifications for more videos, and of course subscribe. Before we begin, shout out to my channel members, and if you want to join the channel membership, use the link in the description down below. Yo, real quick guys, if you are spending money on Blood Strike or any game, then this is for you. I partner with a platform called Lootbar, and they sell in-game currencies, Steam games, gift cards, and bundles, all a lot cheaper than any store you already know. All you have to do is pick what you want, enter your ID, select the payment method of your choice, pay, and whatever you bought lands in your account in minutes. They have thousands of verified reviews on Trustpilot and a full refund policy if anything goes wrong. So it is solid. And if you are new, signing up through my link gives you an extra 8% coupon, plus the more you use Lootbar, the more points and coupons you earn, making everything cheaper over time. So stop overpaying and give Lootbar a try today. Link is in the description and pinned comments. Now let us get back into the video. Alright guys, no more beating around the bush. The striker I am talking about is Jack. So why did everyone, including me, ignore Jack? Let's break it down. In Blood Strike, strikers usually fall into categories. You've got strikers who heal, strikers who help you escape or push fast, and strikers who just straight up deal damage. And in all three of these categories, Jack used to lose. Let's talk about healing. Emma can heal herself while she's still moving. EMT drops a healing zone that comes with a 360 shield, so while he's healing, he's also protected. Jack? His healing skill needs him to stand completely still while everyone can still literally shoot at you. Not exactly great. Now let's talk about movement and damage. Strikers like Zero, Katia, Nova, and Hank all have skills that either give them an edge in a fight or help them move fast and aggressive. Jack's main skill is a bouncing box. It sounds useful. You can use it to escape, push an enemy, or take the high ground. But here is the problem. Before that box even lands and you can use it, most of the time the enemy just takes you out first. So basically, his healing and his movement skill got beat by better options. Jack just looked like a worse version of strikers people were already using, and that's exactly why nobody picked him. But that is where the buff actually comes in. Blood Strike themselves said Jack's bouncing box was not performing the way they hoped, so they fixed two things. First, that little pause before you throw the box got way faster. Remember how I said the biggest issue was getting taken out before you could even use the box? Well, that delay is basically gone now. You throw it and it activates almost instantly. Secondly, they changed how the bounce itself works. Before, the bounce was just one fixed distance no matter what. Now, how far you bounce depends on how you hit the box. So if you just walk onto it, you get a normal bounce. But if you slide into it, you launch way further. And that second part is exactly what changes everything. Because now Jack's box is not just an escape tool anymore. I personally see it as a full-on movement tool that you can control. Now, I know you didn't hear anything about Jack's healing, but that's what I'm gonna show you in the clips coming up, because you need to understand how to rotate to the point where you are actually safe and then you use it. Alright, first let's talk about two basic clips where I just use the skills in a smart but simple way. The first one is this healing clip. Starting from here, you can see how I use the zip line to push this enemy, chase him down and easily finish him off. But you can also see this sniper glint over here, meaning I am about to get sniped. But I don't really pay attention to that because I have this ledge as cover, and I believe it will at least make it harder for the sniper to hit me. So I focus on my environment, and while I do, I see a parachute landing, and you guys know people in close range these days are constantly using melee, which is really annoying. So now my main focus is this guy landing in, and I keep looking up because I know for a fact that he's going to push me, and when he does, I'm ready and I take him out. But you can see how much damage I took, and remembering there was a sniper trying to shoot at me, I know I need to get away from here. So I drop the bouncing box and use it, and you can even see me checking the last area where the sniper was just to make sure I am safe. As I land, I don't use Jack's skill to heal. Instead, I just heal up with normal items like the inhaler and my bandages. Why? Because even though I'm low on health, I am not in danger, so there is no need to waste my skill as I can take my time and heal. As I go to loot the guys I took down, I then notice that my teammate was chasing someone, so I go to help him take out the enemy since we are basically playing those and I need to support him. While doing that, I hear someone sniping from the same angle, but I don't see him, so I toss a nade and it actually lands damage on the enemy. And that gives me enough confidence to push. But just as I do, a ton of enemies start shooting at me from different angles, and from the sound alone I can tell that they are close by. This is why I use Jack's skill, not just because he heals faster, but because I am under pressure and I need to heal quickly before I get pushed and get taken out easily. So now you understand when to actually use Jack's skill, under pressure but with enough time to heal before the enemies get to you. Now for the basic clip on the bouncing box, which is Jack's primary skill. I see someone landing near the airdrop and I think to myself, free kill. But as I get there and take the enemy out, I start getting shots from multiple directions, and honestly I actually blame myself for that because I can clearly see a Val scan over here and I still pushed in carelessly. From how aggressively the enemies were shooting, I just knew I had to use the bouncing box to try and escape, and just as I do, I actually get taken down, but look where I landed. On a safe spot on high ground where I can easily heal, self-revive and get back into the game before the enemies can even reach me. Later on, I actually get the chance to take out the enemy who was camping that loadout. So yeah, using the bouncing box isn't just about spamming it to casually move around the map, it is also about strategically rotating in intense situations. Now let us look at some advanced clips where I use Jack to store and buy some time. Pay attention here because this is where I didn't just use the bouncing box for myself, but actually used it to defeat enemies. Over here I hear shots outside, so I use the zipline to check where the enemies are and I start shooting at them. Unfortunately, I don't get anyone down, so I toss a nade because I'm seeing footsteps below me and I need to focus on the person who is going to be an actual threat, which is the guy below me. So as I toss the nade, I go down immediately to push the guy below me and I easily take him out. As soon as I do, I go back up to check where the enemies are and see if I can take anyone out, but they have all run away. Now, one thing you need to know in the final zone in Blood Strike is that you need to keep moving every single second. As you can see here, the moment I stopped moving just to reload my gun, an enemy started shooting at me. So I know I need to leave this place immediately, and because he got me so low, this is the point where I decide to use Jack's skill. I'm under pressure, enemies are literally in front of me to my right and to my left. I need to get into a building where I can use Jack's skill to heal quickly before anyone can push me. Now look at this building in front of me and the building below me. Before I can get into either of these buildings, this enemy on my left will literally take me out easily. So that's a complete risk. All I have to do now is go to the building closer to the enemies who ran away because they know there is a serious threat shooting at them from this direction. So I don't expect them to be in this building. I go in there and as soon as I do, I use Jack's skill immediately to start healing. As soon as I am done, I hear footsteps outside and it sounds like they are approaching, so I drop a bouncing box in front of the door, and that way if anyone pushes through this direction, it will either spring them into the building or away from it. If it springs them into the building, there would be an easy kill since they would not be stable. But as I drop that down, I decide to go outside because I hear enemies shooting and I feel this is a great time to third party. As I go outside, my teammate is also there and this is the final zone. So any little mistake here is literally going to cost us the whole game. While I'm outside trying to land some shots, I start getting shots from the right and I can't see this person. I'm not going to turn around to try and chase or shoot this person because the enemies in front of me would easily take me out. So I run back into the building where I set the bouncing box at one door, and now this building has 3 doors. So I set another bouncing box on the second door where I know enemies are going to push from, and now I can at least focus on one door which basically no enemies are gonna come from. Just after that, my teammate gets taken out and I redeploy him immediately and go to the door to check the direction where the enemies took him down from. I don't see anyone, but then I hear footsteps coming from my right. Now I know enemies are pushing the door where I set the first bouncing box. I reach there and see them pushing. I try to land some shots, but one of them runs towards the second door where I just set the new bouncing box. I know that door is still secured for now, so I immediately rush towards it because I know he can keep distance from the bouncing box and shoots me. Now because he's rushing too much, he doesn't realize the bouncing box is literally in front of the door, and just like I planned, the bouncing box punches him away from me, leaving only one person for me to focus on. The enemy pushes in and drops a shield right before I can start shooting him. But one thing about Ethans is that they are not smart. As he drops the shield, he literally leaves the safe side of the shield and goes to the side where he has no protection. And me being smart, I go behind the shield to use it to my advantage, and we just exchange shots back and forth, and I ended up taking him out. And just as I do, I see footsteps from the same door that this Ethan pushed from, and I realize that's the teammate who got punched away by the bouncing box. But hey, look, the bouncing box actually bought me enough time to take one of them down instead of both pushing me at the same time. Just like that, I get taken out because I was low, but no problem because remember, I brought my teammate back. And by this time, my teammate is already behind this enemy who just took me out. And just like that, he takes the enemy out, buys me back, and that is how we go on to win the match. Now, imagine I didn't play smart and was careless. We would have ended up losing that match from the moment that my teammate had died. Now guys, this last clip, I'm not even going to break it down. Just watch what Jack does for me here in a situation where any other striker would have left me dead. Jack's skill is not ready yet, so I'm going to stall to buy some time just so the skill can refill and I can use it. Now you can see how Jack clearly helped me to survive a very dangerous situation where I would have 100% died if I was using any striker. So to summarize, Jack is not a striker that you spam skills with. He's a striker where game sense is a must. His healing skill is for pressure situations and not every single time you take damage. His bouncing box is not just for moving around the map, it is a tool that you can use to escape, reach high grounds, set traps and even push enemies. Now for some quick bonus tips. 1. Always be aware of your surroundings before you use Jack's healing skill. You need at least a few seconds of safety for it to actually work in your favor. 2. Sliding into a bouncing box will launch you further than just walking into it. Use that when you need to cover serious ground fast. 3. Do not waste your bouncing box early in a fight. Save it for when you actually need it to rotate or escape. That is when it changes the outcome of a game. 4. Jack's healing skill is really sensitive, so you have to avoid touching your joystick when using it or else it will cancel the millisecond that you move. And lastly, I hope this guide could not only help you get better with Jack, but also be able to have fun while playing with him. Alright guys, that is it for this one. If you enjoyed this guide and you want to see more breakdowns like this, do all to like and subscribe to my channel as I will be making more guides in the future. And if you want to show me some support, go top up on Lootbar. It is the best place to top up for Blood Strike or literally any game of your choice, and it genuinely helps me making content like this for you guys. The link is in the description down below. Until next time, I am Knox, your Blood Strike coach, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.